I am going to give you a tour around the temple. Okay? So try to listen and try to look at my techniques and also about the information that I share. And please do ask some questions. If you want me to repeat something or I don't speak clear enough, you can ask me to explain a little bit more about something. Okay? If I speak too fast, you can say, "Teacher Casper, slow down." So, we are standing in front of one of the many beautiful Buddhist temples of Battambang city. We are now standing really in the city center, and all along the river there are many Buddhist temples built. Most of the temples were built more than 100 years ago, so all the temples are quite old. Unfortunately, many of those beautiful temples have been damaged or were completely destroyed during the war. Also, some temples, they are still original, and the temple behind us is one example of that. If you look at the temple, you see many different pictures, right? You see many statues, many animals, many gods. When we get closer, I will explain you everything about that. First, we have to go through this gate. Do you know how many gates are there at this temple?
4.
Exactly. How do you know?
I count, I just count.
Yes. Every Buddhist temple in Cambodia has 4 gates. One in the east, one in the west, one in the north, and one in the south. This one is the east. The river runs there. That is the north, the south, the west. So this must be the east. Okay. So also, this temple has double gates. So not many temples have this. This temple has very big double gates. That means that this temple was a very special temple when it was built. It was built more than 120 years ago, in the year 1904. And in the year 1904, there was something very interesting going on with this province and this city, Battambang. Do you know what?
No.
In the year 1904, Battambang province was under the control of Thailand. Siam. Siam is the old name of Thailand. It was under control of Thailand. And there was one person, one man, he was the boss here. And the people, the local people of Battambang, they called this man the Lord Governor, or just simply the governor. In our language, we call him Lokmicha.
Yes,
We can say Lord Governor. And he had a very long name, a very long, difficult name, but it is more easy just to call him Chum. Chum. Yes. Chum was the last governor of Battambang under Thai control. Battambang became part of Cambodia again in the year 1907. So this temple was built just before the time that Thailand lost control over this province and over this city. So this temple, it was also built by the governor, by Chum. He ordered his construction workers to build this temple. And do you know for who he built this temple? Did he build it for himself?
His wife.
For his wife. Not for himself, but for his wife. We also know, for example, that Chum built one temple for his mother, one for his father, and yes, so he was very generous, giving away temples, but to his family members, his wife, his mother, his father. Yes. So, according to history, his wife, she was allowed to go inside this temple, and her name was Ing. Chum's wife was Ing. Yes. This was her private temple. Yes. Chum also had his own private temple, but that was a little bit further away from here. Maybe you have heard about the name Wat Kampai.
Yes.
Wat Kampai. That was the private temple of Chum. This was of his wife, and according to the history, his wife was a little bit sick and a little bit unhappy. And what did Chum do? He thought, why not give her a temple? Maybe she feels more happy. She can go here inside with her friends and she can pray. So today, we can go inside the temple and we can follow the history and the story of Ing, Chum's wife. Are you ready to go inside?
Yes.
Is this the first time that you are in Cambodia?
Yeah, first time in Cambodia.
Very well. I see you are all from Australia, right?
Yeah,
Welcome
just
to
learn.
Cambodia. So in Cambodia we have a few rules when we go inside a temple. It's a Buddhist temple.
Yes.
First of all, we should not speak too loud. No shouting, no running, no climbing, of course. Don't climb on the roof. And if you wear something on your head, please take it off. Okay?
Yes.
Also, when we go inside the main building, we should take off our
Shoes.
shoes. That's okay with you?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Let's go inside. Let's learn more about the story of this temple. Let's learn more about the life of Ing and Chum. And let's discover more about Buddhist religion. Ready?
Yes.
Please follow.
Wow. This is foreigner. First time in Cambodia. Oh.
Now, we are through the gate and we are looking at the most important building around us. But this is not the only building, right? We see many things around us. For example, behind you there is the Buddhist University. Yes, in Cambodia we have a Buddhist university. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
And there are 3 Buddhist universities in Cambodia, right? Okay, and one of the buildings is here in Battambang. Now many people, many tourists, they always will ask you, oh, so only monks can study there? And then I always explain, no, most of the students at the Buddhist university, they are girls, right? Yes. And then they ask, what can you study over there? And then I always answer, it's just like a normal university. You can study many different things. Now we get back to our temple. So, wow, around us we see many different pictures, right?
Yes.
We see stones here, we see animals or some gods. And maybe now you think, wow, this is very confusing. What do all those things mean? Are they all from different stories? No, they are mostly from only one story. One story. And the name of this story is a very, very old name. It originally comes from India, and in India it is called Ramayana story. But in Cambodia we have a different name for it. We call it Rinker. So all the pictures that you see here, they are all related to a very famous story about a very, very old, ancient story. And the story is about 2 people who are fighting each other. If you look at the middle, you can already see something, right?
Yes.
You see 2 men, and what are they doing?
Fighting.
Fighting. They are not really friendly, right?
Yes.
So they are unfortunately fighting. And around it, you see other pictures. We get their soup. According to this very old story from the Ramayana or the Rinker, these 2 people, they were fighting because one, he stole the wife of the other. And then the other man, he got very angry, right? Yes. He wanted to have his wife back. So then they started fighting with each other. Yes. So the one who stole the wife, he took her to an island. And do you know the name of the island? Lanka, yes, yes. Hey, Lanka, that's also the name of a country, right?
Yeah.
Sri Lanka. Very interesting. Yes. So the island Lanka. Behind us, we see pictures of this island, of Lanka. And according to the ancient story, this island was in a very big ocean, a very big sea, surrounded with creatures in the sea. That's why we see here all pictures related to water, right?
Yes.
We see the waves, we see the ocean,
Sangka River.
all the creatures living in the ocean. We see crocodiles, we see mermaids, we see fish. So the temple behind us represents the island Lanka. The temple is the island. So that means that we are now standing in the ocean. Should we go to the land?
Yeah.
Let's swim to the land, okay? Please follow me.
Swim, everyone, swim.
To the temple, we are very, very close now to the story of the 2 men who are fighting. We are now on the island. No more water, no more fish, no more crocodiles, no more mermaids. We are now looking at a wall decoration that was made in the year 1905, when this, or 1904, when the temple was built. And here we can see clearly the two men fighting, right?
Yes.
According to the story, one was a king and one was a god. And when they started fighting, this fighting didn't only lasted for a short time, because the two people, they also asked their friends to join the fight. And if you look carefully here, you see already two more people, right?
Yes.
Yes. One is a brother of one of the two men who joined the fight, and the other one is a very famous god. Maybe you have heard of the name of this god. This god is half human, half monkey.
Yes.
And there is also the name of a bear in Cambodia is named after this god. Starts with letter H. Hanuman. Yes, very good. Hanuman is a very famous god. And Hanuman is one of the friends. And Hanuman also joins the fight. And the brother also joins the fight. So already 4 people. But that's not it. Because Hanuman and the brother of the king, they also ask their armies to join the fight. You know what armies are? Soldiers. Big groups of soldiers. Yes. And those armies we see here, beneath the men fighting each other. One army is a demon army. Do you know demons? Angry, yes, angry creatures. And the other army is an army of monkeys. And they belong to Hanuman. So we have one army of monkeys and one army of demons. A king, a god fighting. So you can imagine a very, very big, endless fight was going on. And according to the story, the army of the monkeys, they had very simple weapons. Mostly only sticks. And the demons, they were much better equipped. They had much better weapons. But do you know who won? Who was the winner? Or who do you think was the good army and who was the bad army? The war is always between good and bad. Day and night. According to the story, if you want to be on the good side, you need to join Hanuman. They wanted to save the princess, the girl. And they did, in the end, they did. So it's very interesting to have a story about a war, about a battle, on a Buddhist temple. Why do you think that this story is here? Do you have any idea? Because this story, we can also find it in Angkor Wat, right? On the walls of Angkor Wat. And we can also find it on the walls of the royal palace in the capital of Cambodia, Phnom Penh. Have you been to Phnom Penh before?
Yes.
Many times.
But you're from Australia. Many times. Do you live in Cambodia? I see. Have you also been to the royal palace?
Usually.
Usually, yes. Have you seen at the royal palace on the walls? They also have the story of the Rimker, of the Ramayana, the same battle, but always the pictures are a little bit different, but it's always about the same story. I think it is a very important story, also used for education.
Yes.
Storytelling is one very important part of cultures, and this is one of the most famous stories in Cambodia. From grandparents to parents to children to share it, and also to learn about the names of the gods, what is good, what is bad, what should you do, what should you not do. There are so many things in this story, we can talk about it for days. Many things we can learn from it. On this wall, there is also one thing that is very strange. It is a little bit similar to one very strange thing at Angkor Wat. Have you ever heard of the dinosaur of Angkor Wat?
Yes.
Not at Angkor Wat, but at Ta Prohm, right? Ta Prohm is a different temple, the one with all the trees growing on it. And there is a picture of a dinosaur. Do you think it is a real dinosaur?
Yeah.
Some people say yes, some people say no. Some people say yes, in the time of Angkor Wat there were dinosaurs, and some people say, no, maybe it's just a picture of a forest pig with some leaves behind it. Now, here is something very similar. If you look behind me, there is something very strange. You already see it. It's a picture of a train.
Wow, this one. My question.
Yes. Students, this is very, very strange. Because, do you remember in what year this temple was built? 1904. Hey, were there already trains in 1904 in Cambodia?
No.
No. The trains came in the 1920s. So how can we have a picture of a train? And if you look closely, who is sitting on the train?
Hanuman.
Hanuman with
Yeah.
3 monkeys. Wow. Who can explain this? Who has any idea? AI. Very interesting idea, first of all. Yes. I also don't know. There are many stories about it. I also don't know. The only thing that we know is that in the year 1904 there were already trains in Bangkok. In some places in Thailand there were trains. And we also know that when this temple was built, Battambang was under the control of Thailand. So maybe in that time that the people built this temple, because we know the temple was built by local Cambodian workers, maybe somebody traveled to Thailand, to Bangkok, and brought a picture of a train or a magazine of a train. Did we already have smartphones in 1904?
No.
No internet, right? So we only had books and pictures. So maybe when the people were working here, somebody came passing by and showed the picture. Look what I saw in Bangkok. Wow, what is it? They call it train. Oh, wow, okay. Hey, should we copy it on the wall? Yes, why not? Because 120 years later, the students of the Buddhist University will go here and they will have no idea what it means. We just don't know. We can also think it is a very powerful symbol. The train represents industry, economy, and Hanuman represents religion. Both together is a very strong symbol. And Battambang is the province of agriculture, of industry, and religion. So combined together. Another weird idea that I once had is maybe Chum was very good friends with the director of the railways in Bangkok. And he thought, hey, what if the director visits Battambang and he wants to have a tour? I show him the temple, and when we walk here, they say, oh yes, I also put a picture of your train on the temple. And he will be very happy when he sees it. Because we also know there is a picture related to the Thai king on this wall. Do you know where it is? There. There, in the middle of above the two men who are fighting, you see 2 angels and they are holding a picture. And the very difficult English word for it is coat of arms. Coat of arms. It is a symbol of the royal Thai family. I believe this was for Rama number 5 or 6. Now in Thailand the king is Rama 10 or Rama 11. This was when in the time of Rama 5 or 6, I believe. I'm not sure, we have to look it up. But this is also very unique because no other temple in Cambodia has a coat of arms, a symbol of a royal family on it. It's very unique.
Yes.
If we look the other way, we see the coat of arms of the Cambodian royal family, right?
Yeah, this one.
Wow.
It's a new one.
It's a new one, yes. That one is on your school. And this one is of so we have the Khmer royal family and the Thai royal family. Very interesting.
Understandable.
Different but also similarities. Because Cambodia and Thailand share a lot of history.
similar to sand.
So, dear friends from Australia, before we go inside the temple, we are going to walk around it and you have some time to see all the beautiful pictures around it. If you have some questions, please let me know. So we are slowly going to walk this way.
Foreigner, come on.
On the side you see all the pictures of the Battle of Lanka. You see some very strange animals, especially this one. It's a crocodile with a human head.
Crocodiles.
And here we see an animal. In Thailand they call it singha,
Singha.
and in Cambodia we call it sang.
Yeah.
It is some sort of lion, right?
Yes.
It's also a vehicle for the gods.
Yes.
And also again there is a famous bear
Yes.
named after.
That's the king of animal.
The king of the animals.
Yes.
Here again we see a sing or a singha.
Sangha, we call in Thailand, but in Cambodia, Sang.
Chicken. And what is this? Some dragon. A bird. Yeah. So beautiful. So much work to make this. And do you know inside is wood?
It's really nice.
And I think here, so on the other side we have some squirrels. Here another owl.
Wow. Ow.
And where are the squirrels?
Rose. Son Rose. Rose. Sorry, my bad.
Ven quái chú chứ nhỉ?
Mango.
Mango à mày?
In my home, we have mango.
In my video.
Many different statues, right?
Yes.
And you see in front of you, you see many ancient statues. These are all original statues from the time of China. So these statues, they are very, very special. It's very unique to have these original statues. And if you look over there, do you also see the small, or the size, the flag that is made from gold in the shape of the crocodile? Do you see it? Yeah. There are two flags. Before there used to be two very big ones. The two small ones. This is a very old symbol, and in Cambodia we still use the symbol of the crocodile. Do you know when, in what kind of situation do we put this flag outside? Funerals. Yes. When there is a funeral, when one of your family members passes away, the people, they hang the shape of the crocodile, a flag, the color white, outside. In the time of Chu, so 100 years ago, people used to hang the real skin of the crocodile outside. In that time there were so many crocodiles in the river, but are there still crocodiles in the river? No. Only in the rainy season, maybe, when they escape. But normally there are no more crocodiles. They have all been caught. So they are not, people cannot use it for their skin anymore. So we still hang the flag of that it has the shape of the crocodile outside. So maybe the golden crocodiles that are here, maybe my idea is that they have been used by the funeral of Ing when she passed away, because her cremation, her ashes are still here in the temple. Outside, it's a beautiful stupa that belongs to Ing. If we go outside, maybe we can see it a little bit, but it's already dark. So maybe they have been used during the funeral of Ing. Here we see many different statues. Do you know who is the statue? Buddha. Yes.
Buddhas.
How can we know that it is about Lord Buddha? What is something about the statue? If you see it, then you are almost very sure that it is Lord Buddha.
Long ear.
The long ears. Do you see that the ears are very long?
Yes.
The very long ears, they stand for wisdom. And one more thing, students. If you are here with your guests, what you can also do is teach your guests how to pray.
Pray.
Yes. Some guests they say no, thank you, but most guests they are very very interested in learning this. You can teach them that you need 1, 2, 3 sticks. You have a taiken, a lighter. You can light it, and then you can sit down and you can show how
Yes.
to pray. It's a very interesting experience for your guests. Can you imagine 120 years ago that Ing would sit here with her friends? Maybe she would talk about her life, what would happen. 120 years ago, Battambang was very different than it is today. Battambang had many temples, but also many trees, a lot of forests still in the city. There was a very big military fort outside, the Kampijn, with very big gates and many cannons around it. Battambang used to be the last defense for Bangkok.
Yes.
The Thai, they were very scared of the Vietnamese armies traveling all the way to Bangkok to burn Bangkok and to destroy it. So they built a very big military fort here in Battambang, and they built one more in Siem Reap on both sides of the lake. And in that time there were also 2 big rivers in Battambang. Now there is only one big river, right? Sangkai, and what was the other river? First, Sangkai River had a very big side river in Battambang. There was Sangkai River and Odambong.
Yes.
Odambong used to be a very big river, but the Thai they cut the river off because they were also scared that the Vietnamese armies would travel by ship and then would burn and destroy Battambang and then go to Bangkok. So that was also the reason why they built a dam and they stopped Odambong. Now Odambong is still a small river. In the rainy season the water goes up, but it's not a big river with ships in it. Okay. Do you have any questions?
You are good explanation, so no question.
Okay. Please have a few more minutes to walk around to see some pictures. Maybe you have some questions, you can walk around. And let's meet in 5 minutes outside on that side again, okay?
Yes.
See you soon on the other side. You can also walk around here. There are many things that you can see.